So you're selling a property and you want to know what kind of costs are involved with selling a property. That's exactly what we're talking about in this video. My name is Dave Payerchin, and for over 14 years, my team and I have been buying houses all over the Columbus, Ohio area, all over central Ohio, and all throughout the great state of Ohio. And really, the number one thing that people ask, they want to know, show me the money. Everybody wants to know, what am I walking away with here? What kind of costs are involved when I'm selling this house? Everybody wants to know what they're going to walk away with, because sometimes when you're talking about, let's talk about a traditional type of sale. Let's pretend that you marketed, listed, and sold your house using a realtor or a real estate agent. First off, full disclosure, I'm not against real estate agents. They do a great job, but it's for a specific type of seller. Let's pretend the house is in tip-top shape and you have all the time in the world. There's no time restraints or constraints on you, and you have all the time in the world. A realtor is going to do a great job. However, when it comes to selling with a realtor, you better believe there's some costs involved. Nobody works for free, meaning there's going to be commissions involved. When you sell using a realtor, that's one of the biggest selling costs that you need to calculate. And oftentimes the seller, you, is responsible for the commission. I know they just passed a law where, the buyer can sometimes pay their own commission or something like that. I don't actually know how it works, but historically, it is you, the seller, that's paying a big commission. We're talking 6% of the sales price. So on a $200,000 sale for your house, 12 grand is coming right off the top. That's a lot of money. That is not a small sum of money. But in addition to commissions, when it comes to the selling costs, when we're talking about a traditional sale, title fees. Now, you might be thinking, why do we even need to use a title company? I don't want to pay any fees. I don't even want to do this. I'm here to let you know, we need to use a title company. You need to use a title company. In fact, we close all of our transactions at a title company. Now, granted, we'll talk about that in just a second, but there's no fees with us, just so you know, 0 fees. You know that's what I'm going to say, because that's the absolute truth. That's why we have hundreds and hundreds of testimonials of people saying, thank you. Yes, there's no fees with us. However, we're still talking about the traditional type of sale. In addition to these real estate commissions, you're talking about title fees. And it was, it's pretty much customary for the seller and the buyer, you and whoever the real estate agent is selling the house to split the fees. So that is absolutely going to add to your costs. And then one last little icing on the cake here, when we're talking about a traditional sale, oftentimes that particular buyer is using a mortgage or a bank. So there's an approval process. There's thorough inspections. Those are very intrusive. There's appraisals, and there's just a lot of time that needs to pass from the time the buyer enters the agreement with you until the time they actually close. The clock is ticking, the days and days and days. Time is money in real estate, because every day that goes by that seller is not able to yet perform, or they're waiting for their approval or waiting for something, that's another day that you got to pay the property taxes, the insurance, the utilities. The costs all add up. It might be small, but it's affecting your bottom line. We're talking about selling costs. So let's talk about a better way. When you sell to us, we are a bona fide cash buyer, many, many years experience, hundreds of reviews and testimonials. We're happy to share. We're very proud of what we do. There are 0 selling costs, 0. So you're going to know exactly what you're getting from day one, really. So the only money, let's go back to our $200,000 example, right? We're buying your house for cash in its as-is condition for $200,000. What fees are coming out of the $200,000? 0. There are 0 fees. The only thing that's coming out of the purchase price when you work with us, when we buy your house, is going to be your mortgage. And if you know what the mortgage balance is, great. You can do the math in your head. It's real easy. You just subtract that out of the $200,000, and then any property taxes that you might owe on the property. But if you don't have a mortgage, or you know what your mortgage balance is, and you don't owe any property taxes, oftentimes the property taxes are worked into the mortgage. So if you're current on your mortgage, they're probably getting paid. There might actually be some money left over for you in escrow waiting for you. They're going to send you money back when you close. But that's it. There's no fees whatsoever. There's no selling costs. So there's no hidden fees fees. We keep everything extremely simple. That's the difference between working with us and working with more of a traditional type of route. Also, we're able to close on the date of your choice, and that means you're not waiting days and days and days for an approval process. There is no approval. There's no mortgage or bank involved. So therefore, since you can close faster, time is money, remember. So that's a lot of money. When you sell fast, you actually get more because you're not paying the utilities, property taxes, property insurance. So if you're looking to sell your house as is for a fair price to a cash buyer with a ton of credibility, and we're happy to share our references with you. We want to make you a reference for us. Let's do a good deal. It's going to be good for you, good for us, and we'll get this thing to the finish line. And of course, we're going to ask you for a 5-star review as well, because that's what we do with everybody. But we've been doing this a long time. There's going to be 0 fees. There's no fine print, and there's no obligations for you to call and at least just see what we can do. So if you have a house you're looking to sell and you want to see at least what we can do here for you, give us a call today at 614-300-5151 or visit us online at sellhousecolumbus.com. And when we get on the phone, just so you know, easy conversation, no games. We're not time wasters here. Lord knows none of us have any time. I'm 43 right now with twins at home. I have 3-year-old twins at home. I have no time. The older I get, the more I realize how little time we have, and we especially don't have time to waste. We respect your time. We are not going to play games with you and waste your time. We're going to find something that works for you and works for us and get this thing done for you. If we can't find something that works for you and works for us, we'll just shake hands and part as friends. There's no bad taste in your mouth. There's no haggling. There's nothing like that. We're a local company. We're not some call center, so we're going to treat you like a neighbor because that's exactly what you are. So call us today at 614-300-5151 or visit us online at sellhousecolumbus.com. My name is Dave Payerchin. I do look forward to speaking with you, and I look forward to working with you.